If you're a fan of all things Power Rangers and Power Rangers related and you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Anyways, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoy the video. So the wait is finally over and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 48 is now out and the Ranger Slayer makes her grand return in this issue because the last time we saw her was at the end of Beyond the Grid, and this issue, it explains a lot and is setting up for the finale of Necessary Evil, and in this review we're going to get right into it of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 47. Let's go. So the issue opens up with Dane, Kia and Garrison Vox exploring the underground ruins of Safe Haven, and what they find is very interesting. See, what they find appears to be a portal to another universe. Where that universe leads to or where that portal goes to, I can only guess that it's something that we saw in a previous arc of this comic, because the portal looks really cool, and I get the feeling whatever the Morphin Masters were trying to do back in the day, it must tie into Beyond the Grid. So everyone like me who didn't like Beyond the Grid, well not everyone, people like me who didn't like Beyond the Grid, they brushed it off as filler. I get the feeling that this portal is going to connect to the Beyond the Grid world that Prater talked about in that arc. So whatever this portal leads to, either another multiverse of Rangers like Dino Charge and stuff like that in RPM, whatever this portal leads to, I get the feeling it must tie into the multiverse of the Power Ranger universe, because it sounds like it's going to be very big. So after that, we then cut to the planet Earth, where Zordon and Alpha, they sense the energy spike out in space, and they know that something big is going down. So Kimberly, Jason, and Billy, they're trying to figure out what's going on, and Jason says Zach and Trini can handle it, but this upsets Billy. Billy's got a look of sorrow on his face that he wants to help his friend, so he turns to the one person he can rely on that is very smart with science, and that is Grace Sterling. That's right, Grace Sterling is back, and Billy asks for Grace Sterling's help, and Grace says, hey, I've got a friend who's someone who's in the area because I can sense all that stuff going on in space with the Morphin Grid, and my special friend can help you out. And who is that special friend? Well, you kind of know who it is, and they make a big impact later down the line in this comic. So Grace Sterling is calling for her old friend Ranger Slayer. Now, what's really interesting about Grace Sterling, we don't know what happened to her after Beyond the Grid. How does she get back? Was she caught in the timeline reset? No one knows, so I'm hoping that next issue, or maybe in Go-Go, we'll get some answers with what happened to Grace Sterling in Beyond the Grid and if she made it back home safely, because we still have no idea. And I would like to know, that is the one thing in Beyond the Grid, I would like some answers if characters like Ranger Slayer and Grace Sterling made it home safely, because until now, we have no idea, and I would love to know. Now, before I cut to the battle in space, which is the big highlight of this issue, with the return of Ranger Slayer and a bunch of other stuff going down, I want to focus on the cutaway we get between Jason and Tommy sparring in the Pocket Dimension room where the Rangers train, because they have a little sparring session in that room, and they basically take out all their frustrations on one another, and they say what they need to say, where Jason says, I couldn't really tell anyone because Belle's the catch, what would have you done? So they're getting their angst out, and they're sort of making up with each other, maybe, who knows, but there's still a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Anger and resent towards one another for what happened in Go-Go and what happened now, how it's all connecting. So there's a lot of resent and animosity, yes, what I'm looking for, animosity between Jason and Tommy right now with everything that's going down. So they're still pissed off at each other, but I'm sure with everything happening next issue, they're going to be fine and they're going to be friends again, because there's a bigger threat along the way. But Jason wants to go back and fight Kia because he feels like all those people on that planet that he saved at Safe Haven are his responsibility, but little does he know they're all turning against him, which I'll get to on the final page of this issue. But Jason feels like it's his responsibility to take out Kia because she's the Ranger that betrayed him, so he wants to deal with Kia back on Safe Haven and protect all those people that they saved throughout them being Omega Rangers. So Jason feels like it's his responsibility, which is a really nice touch. I like that character growth that Jason is having as an Omega Ranger. He's still got those leader vibes going on, that he wants to keep people safe and keep his promises, of course. So now let's talk about the big meat and potatoes in this issue, and that is the battle in space between the Omega Rangers and the Stone Canyon Trio, because this fight is freaking crazy and intense because it's everyone's just trying to hide from Catavis, I believe his name is, and it looks like things are going alright. They have a plan and it looks like it's going to work, where they think they're going to trick him, where someone is the distraction and then the others get the jump on him, but that's not the case, because Catavis says, I may be timid but I'm not stupid, and it looks like he's just about to kill Adam, and he's very interesting the way he speaks to Adam, because he wants to show them mercy when he kills them. So when when it looks like things are looking bad for Adam and he's about to kill him, he says, close your eyes and I'll show you mercy. So he's sort of giving him a non-gruesome death so he doesn't have to see it. But as Adam looks like he's about to die, Ranger Slayer shows up, and this is where it makes Catavis more of a sad villain, because Ranger Slayer shows up to fight Catavis and she basically blasts him, blasts the dude with the Tiger Zord cannon on a Gravezord. So a Gravezord's flying around in space doing this stuff. And in Catavis's last moments, which is really, really sad, I gotta admit, he's crying in his final moments of death as Kimberly blasts him to bits and pieces. So as Ranger Slayer Kimberly blasts him to bits and pieces, he's crying in his final moments, which is a really nice touch to the character. Really nice. So the other Rangers hop aboard Ranger Slayer Zord, and everyone gets a small mini reunion. Well, Zack and Trini get a reunion with Ranger Slayer, and I really do like Ranger Slayer's attitude, saying how she's digging the new designs, and if they're ever looking for a pink, just call her, which made me laugh, got a laugh out of me. So this is where things get a bit weird when you have the Stone Canyon Trio reacting to Ranger Slayer. Aisha doesn't know who she is, but Adam's the one that brings it up, saying, are you the Ranger Slayer? And that kind of confused me for a moment when I first read it, so I was like, wait, how does Adam know about the Ranger Slayer? Like, she's never been that public, no one's really known about her. And then my brain clicked, I was like, oh yeah, maybe Kimberly or someone else told them about Ranger Slayer during their travels, if they remember that part of Shattered Grid. So maybe Kimberly told stories about meeting her future self to the Stone Canyon Trio. So that kind of makes sense, but it did throw me for a loop when Adam did say, you're the Ranger Slayer. But Kimberly's response is, please don't call me Ranger Slayer, because I'm guessing she doesn't want to go by that name anymore, because that's her old life. So Kimberly says she's just, I'll probably call her Kimberly or Ranger Slayer. I'll call her Kimberly for now because there's only one on screen at the moment. So Kimberly says she was basically doing some recon for Prometheo and Grace called and said they need a hand. So Zack's response is, flying around out here by yourself, that sounds healthy. And I love Ranger Slayer's response where she says, or Kimberly's response where she says, when you've seen so many alternate universes and reality, trust me, being alone ain't the worst place to be. So it's cool to see Ranger Slayer or Kimberly back to her normal self, just seeing her crack her jokes and stuff like that. I kind of miss that about the character, and seeing that she's back is just also really, really cool, because that was a fun character, and I'm glad they're back into the picture. So yeah, Trini gives Ranger Slayer the gist of everything that's happening, and Ranger Slayer's response is, I know something that absorbs morphin energy at the source, although it lives in another universe and there's no way to get to it. So what is she talking about when she says there's something that can absorb morphin energy at the source? Is she talking about the weapons that Lord Drakon has and those cannons that they made to absorb the morphin energy that force them to demorph? Or are they talking about something that's in the Beyond the Grid universe? It's either one of them, and I get the feeling it's going to be something related to the Beyond the Grid universe because Solar Ranger and Remy are coming back, so I get the feeling it's closer to that universe, because if you've seen the cover for the finale of issue 50, you can see that Eri and Remy are back. Spoilers if you haven't seen the cover, but if you're familiar with my content, then you know I've talked about it before. So She or 11, whatever you want to call him, he says we need to make a change of safe course. We need to change the safe haven because we have to get to the Master Arch. And he says it's a gateway forged by the original Morphin Masters. So I get the feeling it is tying into the Beyond the Grid stuff because that had a lot of stuff to do with the Morphin Masters back in the day when that arc was released like over a year ago. So after that, Zack and Adam have a heart-to-heart talk, and this bit of the comic I really, really did enjoy because Adam is a bit upset where he says, when we're in Stone Canyon, we watch you save the world over and over again, but whenever I get into a battle, I almost die every time. I don't think I can be you, Zack. And Zack's response is, I'll let you win it on a little secret, but you can't tell anyone. I'm really funny. And Zack says the best way of coping with himself being not as strong as the other or smart as Billy is basically his jokes that he cracks. He says, you probably won't be as funny as me, but you've got friends who will tell you... Wait, I've got to read that again. Your friends will tell you who they need you to be, which is a really nice moment between Zack and Adam because they never met in the TV show, and same with last issue, you never saw Trini and Aisha meet, so having these wholesome moments where you see the characters meet and interact for the very first time and have these heart-to-heart moments as they're passing the torch to them to be their successors is a really nice and beautiful moment. So to see Zack and Adam have this heart-to-heart talk with Zack giving Adam advice is really nice. I really did enjoy that moment, to be honest. Nice moment, and I can't wait. I'm hoping we get one between Rocky and Jason, even though Rocky's not the leader now. I'm hoping that Jason can give Rocky some advice as well. I'd like to see that. Or maybe someone can give Rocky advice. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Ranger Slayer Kim. Who knows? But I am liking these heart-to-heart moments that the Omega Rangers are giving to the new MMPR team. So the final 2 pages is Kia gathering the troops as they're going to invade Earth, no doubt about it, with everything we've heard from the previews and stuff like that. And she's basically gathered an army and she's going to invade Earth, no doubt about it, because I get the feeling that's where they're heading from everything we've heard in the previews so far. So Kia's gearing up for war to fight the MMPR team and the Omega Rangers as they take over Earth. So Kia's becoming a very powerful threat as we've got 2 more issues left to go. And I have enjoyed the build up towards Kia and how she's become the villain over the past, is it 5 issues? I want to say 5 issues she's gone rogue and turned on the team. However many it is, I've enjoyed the transformation from Kia as she's gone from hero to villain, and who knows if she'll see the error of her ways, no idea. But I'm really excited with everything that's been happening with the character and what she's going to do on Earth, because that sounds like we're going to get a lot of cool fights, and maybe a rematch between Dane and Tommy, no doubt about it, because Dane is one of the people going to Earth, and I think Garrison Vox as well, maybe, because you see him in that panel. Maybe he'll get curve stomped by someone, who knows, but I'm really excited to see where this goes, as we've got 2 more issues left in MMPR, and 3 more to go in Go-Go Power Rangers, which we'll get those last 2 issues of Go-Go in April, and issue 50 of MMPR in April as well. So I'm really excited to see where this finale goes and what happens next. Ryan's doing a top-notch job, and once again, Danielle did a really good art. So overall, issue 48 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a pretty solid issue. My only nitpick is not with the issue itself, it's that Ranger Slayer was spoiled months and months in advance where she'd be making her grand return. I think we knew about it in November, if I believe correctly, so it sucks that this character's return was revealed so far and so early into the game that we knew months and months in advance that she'd be making a return. I think it was like November, December we found out that she'd be returning, but either way, I did like the execution and how she made an appearance and how it was teased at the start of the issue, and I'm excited for this big battle we're going to have on Earth between the Anointed and the Omega Rangers and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the Solar Rangers is going to be a triple team up, and I'm excited to see where it goes next. So if you enjoyed this review, slap a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys around. Tell me what you guys thought of the issue in the comments down below, because if you made it this far, congratulations. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and thanks for watching. Bye!